Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm going to try this again because my phone is a piece of crap and it keeps stopping when I'm doing recordings. This artifact here, these are all giant Indian war tools, but these are actually smaller ones for children, except for maybe that one. This one here is the shape of a dog. It looks like an ear, got an eyeball here. This is some sort of maybe a mouth, or maybe that's the nose and this is a mouth. I don't know, but pretty much all through here you can see these flakes, and these are actually pieces of gold. There's all kinds of fine gold in here. Pretty surprising. Gold all through all the stuff I've been finding. There's some gold left over in here. They picked most of this gold out. If there was big chunks in here, they picked it out. Now it's just, well, that actually right there is looks like formica, but there is a lot of gold in here, and there's some formica there, but mostly gold from what I can see, but I can't guarantee that. And this is also a tomahawk, a small one, and I see some sort of an eye, and maybe that's an eye, and nose, and then a mouth of some kind. Could be one here too, some kind of a animal face. Lots of gold, I can see it. Pretty cool, but there's a lot of it on the bottom here. Lots of gold, pretty cool. I mean, at least I think it's cool. And that's how the tomahawk most likely would have sat on it, top of a stick right here, and they would have tied it on. That's why it's so smooth there, and all this stuff is showing patina. Then we have another one here, and that was a smoothing stone too. They could use that, very rough. And then I got a real smooth stone right here that they were using, and it's also a tomahawk, and it looks like the shape of a fish. This is basically the tail of the fish, where they would have mounted it on the stick. They probably would have mounted it. Could have been either here. Yeah, it was mounted this way. Probably mounted on a Y stick. You know, Y stick would have went here, and then they would have had one here, and they would have tied it on. At least that's what I see. There's lots of quartz in most of this rock that I pick up. There may be some gold in this one too. I haven't really looked at it that hard. I don't see a lot of places where they pick the gold out. Wherever they find quartz, they'll find that gold. They pick it out and they make stuff out of it. It looks like a fish, pretty much. Probably tied it through here too. Probably tied it on the stick right there too. So like I said, it probably tied with a V type stick. Also a small child tomahawk for the giant Indians. This one here is also a smoothing tool. I looked and looked and looked, and I really couldn't see much gold in there. I see maybe some red gold. It's hard to tell right there, but there wasn't a lot of it. Not a lot of rose gold. They must have got most of it out of there. There could be some underneath this that you can't see. I mean, I can't guarantee that, but another rough like that one, smoothing stone. It's the shape of an animal also. Got an eye, maybe a deer of some kind, it looks like. Ear, eye, and then the nose. Really hard to say. There's some kind of an animal over here, more or less probably a horse. Ear, eye, nose, mouth, probably like a horse. And on this side here, it's hard to tell, but I think there's some kind of animal eyeball up here. I mean, that's probably where they picked out some gold, or they just picked it to make it look like an eyeball, and they got a nose and a mouth. Not sure what that is down there. When you turn it over, it's hard to say. Kind of looks like a face right here. Got an eye, nose, and the mouth area. Speculating here, and then over here an eye, a nose, and a mouth. So they have it everywhere on these rocks. They pretty much utilize these as much as possible by making these animal shapes. There's another one. Got your head up there. There's an eye, then a nose, and a mouth. This kind of more or less looks like a human. I mean, that's what I see. And then, of course, over here, maybe another animal. I mean, it's just weird how it goes and goes and goes. And this one almost looked like it was just a tool. They probably could have used it as a tomahawk war tool, but it looks like it was just a tool because they put their hand on top of it there and just, scrubbed it. It looked like it was used this way. This could have been used by a normal Indian or a giant Indian, maybe the teenager or younger one of the family. And this one here, much bigger. for sure. This one was for sure a award.